Well, today we're looking at a car that has won every major award you can think of, from World Car of the Year, North American Car of the Year, even Motor Trend Car of the Year. I think you get the idea. It's the 7th generation Volkswagen Golf, and we've had a chance to drive it many times, including before it was even sold here in North America. So why is this compact car unique in its space? Well, it comes down to the platform that it's built off of, what Volkswagen calls MQB. The M stands for modular, which means this platform is going to be shared across dozens of different products over the years to come. But the Golf got it first. Now, Volkswagen isn't known for taking styling chances, but even though this car looks like the Golf of old, it's entirely new with the 7th generation car. It's sold as a 3-door hatch or a 5-door version, plus higher performance models like the GTI and R. But today, we're focusing on the car most people buy. So the car we have today is the Highline 5-door. Now the base model is a 3-door hatchback and it starts around $19,000. So why has this car won all of these awards? Well, it basically comes down to advanced technology that comes standard for the most part in these cars, engine, suspension, and we'll get into that when we start driving the car. Also some nice features. Here's a perfect example. Alloy wheels come standard. You don't get hubcaps, you get alloy wheels. They start at 15 inches and go to 17 inches on this Highline. Also available by Xenon headlights. One area Volkswagen has taken the lead is the inclusion of Apple Carplay and Android Auto. This lets the driver use the power of their smartphone to mirror onto the car screen for features like hands-free phone calls, music services, and navigation. All models also come with satellite radio compatible head units with a backup camera. Now, when Volkswagen went to the 7th generation Golf, they invested in what I call switchgear. All the switches and controls not only look better, they feel better. All the buttons have a higher quality feel. Then you add on the decoration, the piano black finish, all of the satin finish, and the steering wheel all looks and feels much better than before. Now, you might not remember, but not that long ago, heated seats were a real sort of luxury feature that you didn't get in compact cars. And Volkswagen was one of the first companies, if not the first, to make it available on all of their cars. And the same is true with this Golf. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this car comes packed with all kinds of advanced technology, and it's stuff you typically don't get in a compact car. And with the Golf, it comes as standard equipment. The first is the base engine is a 1.8-liter turbocharged unit with 170 horsepower and 200 pound-feet of torque. Now let's just stop and think about that for a moment. This car has 170 horsepower and all that torque from a turbocharged engine. Now when you think of the competition, there are turbocharged engines out there, but for the most part, they don't come as standard equipment, and they certainly don't come with this kind of horsepower. And the nice thing is, with all that torque, you get that bottom-end punch to pull this car away from a light with authority. Another piece of technology. This car comes with independent rear suspension. Now, there are others that come with independent rear suspension, but there's a lot of cars in this class that come with what's called a torsion beam suspension. When you take the suspension and you bolt it onto the stiffer and lighter MQB platform that we've mentioned, that's when you get fantastic handling. This car feels so sure-footed and quiet. Now, I can remember driving this car for the very first time in Europe. It had a smaller engine than this car, the same engine that's available in the Jetta, and the impression I had the first time I drove it, this feels like a more expensive car. And I actually said in the review it's Audi Light, and it certainly feels like that. And getting into this car yet again, it reminds me of just how well put together this car is. It feels so well balanced, it feels so safe, and it feels so planted on the road. It has that German car experience at a price that many people can afford. So the nice thing about the Golf family is they're all built off the same platform and have advanced technology baked in from the factory. So depending on what you need and your budget, there's a Golf out there for everybody.